All right, so out in the garage, got a pretty big project today. We're gonna take the WR250 here, basically from zero to hero. We're going with the full FMF exhaust. Got some, let's see if I can, nope, can't do that. All right, can't change it around. So I got some boxes over here. The FMF Q4 and the Megabomb header. Keep it in there. So we're gonna go ahead and throw that on the WR here and see what kind of differences we can get. Also standing by with the Dynojet power commander. It's the fuel injection module with also the ignition little add-on piece. So we're gonna go ahead and see what kind of difference this stuff all makes. Hopefully cut some weight, give it a little more aggressive sound, and just add a little more personality to the bike. So I'll be back with you here in a few minutes. Get this bike torn down a bit, and we'll take it from there. All right, so we got the seat concepts, low seat removed. I took the side panels off here, and also the rear fender. I don't think that you would have to do the rear fender to do this job, but while I'm in here, I'm going to install a new set, well, a used set of rear signals, because you can see mine has definitely seen better days. It kind of looks like it got chewed on by a bear or something. I'm not exactly sure what happened to it, but anyhow, this bike is pretty much exclusively ridden off-road. So you can see some evidence of that, a lot of dirt and sand in here, which I'm going to clean off while I'm in here. Just feel like that's prudent while I'm here. So anyway, this pile of parts here came off pretty easily, a couple bolts. Gonna put these signals on, they're a lot better than what I've got. And also I forgot to mention in the last video, for those of you following along, here we go. The here's my seat, by the way. I've got also the EXUP Eliminator servo from 12 O'Clock Labs to throw on here, and the AIS System Delete kit, which is made by Graves Motorsports. So you can get by without those two parts. You can homemade them a lot cheaper, I guess. But I just kind of wanted to do it right the first time while I'm in here, and I've had a pretty good experience with both Graves and 12 O'Clock Labs, so figured I might as well give it a shot. Alright, so I'll be back with you here in a minute. I gotta figure out which part I want to start with. Sign it off for a second. Alright, so back on here, I got the tank shrouds off as well, just for some more access here. I'm gonna start with the AIS, it's the air injection system removal, as that's no longer needed with the aftermarket exhaust. Actually removes the catalytic converter. So what we're going to do is take that off so we can try to prevent some of the popping and extra noises on deacceleration, or when you close the throttle. So basically this little guy right here is the AIS module, which has to come off, and then you can see the pipe, you can follow it along, goes right into the cylinder there. So we're going to cap that off and seal it so no air can come in or out of there. So should just get that bolt right there, take the little hanger off, disconnect the wiring harness here, and we'll see how that goes. I'll be right back. Alright, back here, let's see, I got this little connector here unplugged from the AIS solenoid. Now you just have to I got the little hose tie thing taken off here as well. It's just an 8mm. Now you got to pull these clamps down and disconnect this piping so we can try to wiggle this free from the mount. It's pretty tight in there, and from what I understand, it has to actually move toward the bike to come off the bracket. So I'm going to need both hands to do that. So I'll cut off here for a second, and then come back with any tips on how that's done. All right, so I got those hose clamps off there. I have to get this thing to move, but I wasn't having any luck getting this rubber hose to actually drop off the little nipple piece. So what I did was go ahead and disconnect it from the cylinder here, which I was gonna have to do anyway eventually. But of course, to do that, I had to remove the horn from its mounting because it was blocking my socket wrench access. So it's just a little 10mm nut and it pops out. So anyway, my first oh shit moment of the install, as I'm sure there will be many more. I was hoping to not take off my skid plate. As you can see, it's not on here anymore, and that's because when you remove the metal hose piece here from the cylinder, there's actually a metal gasket right behind it, and I wasn't expecting it to come off so easy. Of course, the gasket dropped right down into my skid plate. So as you can see, it's chilling over there. The flatland skid plate had to come off just to get this little piece, because you reuse this when you install the Graves AIS block off plate. So anyhow, back to getting this off. I'll be right back. All right, success, got it off. It's kind of a pain in the ass. You can see the mount here, these two little prongs that stick out. Sorry for the shakiness, trying to do that one-handed. Slides onto these little rubber pieces here and here, so it actually has to push toward the motor to come off. So, and there's very little room to work here. There's a top view of what I'm talking about. This thing here and this thing here. So pop that off. That metal bracket that I was talking about earlier, that was right here, actually is only bolted on the top, so it fell off. I thought I broke it at first, but it's actually, if you can see, let me get a stable picture here. The bottom is just a little pin that is set in place. So you can, once you unbolt the top, you can just pull that all the way off. It'll make it a little bit easier. But anyway, I'm gonna go back and now trace this up through onto the frame and up through the airbox. But you can already see it opens up a lot of room. Hopefully it should help the bike run a little bit cooler. The next step you gotta do is go on here and install the block off plate, and remember to use that metal gasket. So I'll be right back.